Can't keep going back to what I used to know.
Good morning, beautiful people. So listen, let me share some good news with you. I was having a conversation. Let me start here. I posted a video on my YouTube channel about the dangers in your environment, right? And while I was in my Zoom meeting that I have every Monday with one of my accountability partners, the topic of Myron Golden came up. And the reason why he came up was because both of us believe that he is a great definition, example, living, breathing experience of what I'm about to talk about. Myron Golden he has a book called From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, right? And being a part of Myron Golden's coaching, there was, I forget which one it was, but we were in this room with him, a virtual room with him, and he showed pictures of his past, of the life he was living at one point. And he had a little bit of like a Jerry curl, like a little slick back, slick back Jerry curl. He was a little overweight, old school suits. And this is obviously going back to the 80s and the 90s. And so he fit the bill. But when you saw him, and then you see him today, this man has done a complete 180 of his life. And he shares the story about this. He shares how he saved up his money, right? Decided to join a group selling insurance. Wasn't really good at it at all. Took him 18 months before he made his first sale. But then he puts himself in a room that he's not familiar with, but he knew he needed to be in if he wanted to shift the trajectory of his life. He gets into this room filled with a bunch of millionaires. And he starts to share, now after all the presentations and everything, they're standing around tables having conversation. And he starts to share some of the wisdom that he's learned, and hopefully it can be beneficial. He gets into these rooms, and all of a sudden, all of these millionaires are listening to his perspective, his perception, and his point of view. And he's wondering, why y'all listening to me? Y'all the ones with the millions. But he still had a uniqueness in his voice. He still had value to offer and bring. He just didn't know that. He goes on to say, as he's sharing this story, that it took somebody to tell him the value that he had. And this is where it brings me to this point. Part of why I harp on the importance of your environment is because if you are in an environment that doesn't acknowledge, see, or communicate to you the amazingness that you are, the greatness that you bring, the gifts that you hold. If you are not in environments, in communities around people that support or give access to that. I said it to a girlfriend of mine. I said it this way: we need interceptors in our lives. Why? Because when the negative narrative is running, when the negative programming is running, you need people who not only see the goodness, the greatness, the excellence in you, but who are willing to come in and intercept those negative thoughts, those negative patterns. If you don't, you will continue to let the program run, because if that's what you're familiar with, then that's normal to you. You don't know anything different. I say this statement often: you don't know what you don't know, right? But you do know what you do know. And usually human nature, we're going to gravitate towards what we know, right? That's what we're going to do. But if you know that you need a change, if you know that you need to make that leap, if you know that you need to make a immediate shift so that you can change the trajectory of your life as well as your children's lives, then that means you have to put yourself in uncomfortable rooms that maybe you're not familiar with. That means you have to be willing to shut down old narratives or old programs running. I share all of that to say, one, if you don't follow Myron Golden, I encourage you to follow him. Two, if you don't even know who this man is, I want you to look him up. And not only do I want you to look him up, but when you look at him, I want you to leave in the comments what you see when you see him. I want you to tell me what you see. Now, I know what I see, and I'm going to put my answer in the comments as well, but I'm going to wait for a few of y'all to respond first. And then I'm going to let you know what I see. Because I promise you, when you see that man, you do not see poverty, lack, stress. You don't see trauma. You don't see disabilities. You don't see illness or sickness. You don't see that. I promise you, you don't. But, I said I'm going to leave my answer in the comments. I kind of gave y'all some of it already. But y'all get the point. I want y'all to still leave your answer in the comments and we'll have a conversation about it. Maybe I'll do another video. Because again, this is the importance of your environment. That man went from being a trash man, as he shares, making $6.25 an hour, to now being one of the top coaches in the industry, actually helping people and getting paid the best. I'm just saying. This all happened simply because he was willing to shift his environment, operate in faith, yes, take action, be decided, right? And then step boldly into who God called him to be. When I tell you your environment can make or break you, I promise you that is true. I hope this video blesses y'all. I appreciate you. I love you guys. And I hope that you guys have an amazing day today. As you can tell, the sun is out. It's springtime, so enjoy it. All right? I'll talk to y'all soon.
I keep going back to what I used to know. Love, please hold my hand as I go down this road.